Hello YouTube friends, this is Alicia here with part 2 of how I keep my journal supply costs low. I did a video and people seem to enjoy it. I have to move my camera a little bit, there's a weird shadow. Okay, and so what I'm going to do today is, it's still about keeping your costs low. It's a little bit different though than my last video. But, so I went to the thrift store today and I found this Mother Goose book. It's a little golden book. It was 25 cents. Now here's the thing. This Mother Goose book would not have been very useful to me had I not been able to find things to make the journal work. And I found things at the thrift store to make the journal work, and I knew I had things at home. So part of what keeps my costs low is buy things that work for you, and what you have, make it work for you. So when I bought this Mother Goose journal, I looked around the thrift store and I thought, you know, I saw different things and I'm like, oh, this works with this journal, this works with this journal, and my costs were able to stay low to make this journal because I had been able to purchase what would work at the thrift store. It didn't involve going and buying anything new. And of course, I knew what I had at home for it. So I'll just talk to you a little bit about it. So this book, like I said, was 25 cents. Well, I wanted to not extend it, but I didn't want to fold the pages. So the part that folds in the book, I kind of strengthened a little bit. And yes, it still bends. It's still a golden book. I didn't cut it off like a lot of people do, but that's okay. I added fabric here, and then I have sewed it, and then fabric here. Well, this fabric I got from, I forget what it's called. It's a place, well, it's about 3 hours of driving for me, so it's in the city. I don't go very often, but when I go, the last time I went, I picked up tons of fabric swatches, really cheap. The lace came from the thrift store. These corners I bought on AliExpress. The inside, I had this at home again. It came from the dollar store. It's adhesive backed fabric. And then of course the back has the fabric. So it didn't cost me anything to make this cover. I mean, originally it costed me, but it didn't cost me anything new. I got it from my thrift store. And here's the thing I'm going to show you. So I have these fluorescent colored cardstock that I got for my birthday, and I was like, what on earth am I going to do with that? Our area, for some unknown reason, in our Walmart, the only cardstock that they stock in the Nina is the Astro Brights, which I do not know why. Well, part of it is we get whatever is left over on the truck after they have supplied all the other stores. But yes, so we always have this. And I think actually we get a pastels, but generally they're not very useful colors. But for this book, it works because of the bright colors in the book. So that's what I mean when I say make what you have work for you. And if you're thinking, well, I would never use a journal like this, I don't want a journal like this. Well, if you sell it, and I know not everybody sells, but if you sell journals, you know, go ahead and use the money that you've made from this journal to purchase what you would prefer to use. Or, you know, gift it. And here's the other thing that to keep in mind. I think when people make journals and they talk about not having, you know, the money, do not invest more into a journal than you can lose. So if you want to sell your journal and you invest, you know, $50 in it and you only make 30, well, you're not going to be able to afford journal making. So make sure that you can afford, how do you say, afford to charge what you're charging, and if you don't get it, you can afford to lose it and still not be sunk. I hope that makes sense. Okay, and here's the other thing I'm going to show you, because this is more, like I said, in regards to this specific journal, and I will add a lot more to it, but I just wanted to do this video really quick. I also found these Vellum Sheets at my thrift store, and they were 10 cents each, and they are the right colors for the journal. So I will make envelopes and things like that out of these for my journal. I found Tool, and it's, you know, 50 cents, and it will work in this journal. I'll just show you. This is that fabric that is on the side, and I mean, this color here doesn't really work in the journal as well. I mean, maybe as accent pieces, but I wouldn't want it as like a full sheet. But anyways, look at your fabrics, look at things, because you might have pieces of fabric that will work in a journal, even if it's not a full sheet. So, like I said, use what you have to work for you. And then, of course, this is the sticky back fabric that worked inside. Okay, and then I'm going to show you this. It's just a really tiny piece of trim. It's in white, and I sprayed it. So don't be afraid to alter what you have. You know, whether it's with markers, like by coloring it, or inking it, or spraying it to get it the right color. Because, honestly, if I had to buy, you know, every color of rosette trim that I wanted, or, you know, lace, it would be very expensive. So I just dye a lot of my own lace, or spray it, or whatever, to get it the right color. So be creative in getting what you want with what you have. And then I will show you, I also bought these, and not for the journal, but they were 25 cents. They're bridge tele cards, but I'll show you this. These match. So once again, I can use these with what I have at home. You know, I can use this in like a floral journal and, you know, make a pocket out of this and tuck a tele card in it, and it will look good. Okay, so there's that. And then I will show you. I do not buy expensive foam daubers. These are I use these for my distress inks. They are foam makeup wedges. I spend, you know, well, I don't spend very much on them because I have tons, but I pick them up at the thrift store, new ones, and then my dollar store, you know, $1.25, and they pretty much last forever. Close enough to forever that, you know, they are worth it. So I use that instead of buying anything really expensive. And I will also show you these. I don't remember if I showed you these in my last video. They're book corners. And the reason I'm showing you these is you can pick them up on AliExpress fairly cheap. There is, you know, a fairly long waiting, you know, up to a month. So if you know you use tons of them, order a couple of packs at a time, and then you'll have them. And the other thing I was going to say about this, okay, you can color these with, you know, Sharpies or alcohol inks or whatever, so you don't have to buy every color if, you know, you don't think that you'll use it or it's worth the investment. You know, buy the main color that you think you'll use and then alter them to the way you want them. And that is pretty much what I was going to show you today. I hope this is helpful. I know people, like I said, enjoyed the last video I did. I will, of course, come on when my journal is complete and show you that, and I might show you some more process videos in between. I'm not sure. I actually have no idea what I'm going to use as the filler paper in this journal, but I will figure it out. It's going to be 3 signatures and a lot wider than I normally do. I should have made the spine a lot more narrow, but you know what? I used a game box for the spine, and that's the size it was. So once again, that's, like I said, it's making what you have work for you. Anyways, thank you for watching. Any questions or comments, leave them below.